Hello, hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining me in the garden. Thank you. My name is Lalini, your quantum healing expert. Let's start like this. You can't lead a legacy if your emotions are in chaos, right? Today I'm showing you how to train like your body and your emotional field to stay consistent, powerful, and emotionally clear. So you can hold more love, more wealth, and more visibility without breaking, right? In that space, how I've trained my body to be able to do so. Most people think that, core training is about the looks, and it isn't just about the looks. I don't know how many of you, or by a show of hands, if you can understand what I'm putting down. You've got the body, you got this, you got that, but then inside something is still missing. There's still a space of there should be more here, right? And for me, it became about frequency stability. My solar plexus is my command center, so is yours. So when I strengthen my core, I'm not just toning, I'm reclaiming my power from every past version of me that collapsed under pressure. Does this make sense to you guys? Does it sound familiar, right? And this is what I had called a quantum core training, where physical strength and energetic precision, they meet each other, right? So basically with this, before I move, I release. I start by massaging my belly. I want you guys to start by massaging the belly. So I'm gonna get up on my knees, right? And just by massaging the belly, we don't understand how important the belly is, our gut, how important it is when it's moving and it's transmuting energy. Whether you have a bowel movement or whether you have some type of movement, whatever it is, things that we used to be like, oh, that's so nasty. Now it's super imperative because gut health is, a lot of people, they're experiencing different things in their body right now, right? So basically what this is, you're massaging the belly and the solar plexus and the diaphragm all up into the ribs, because emotions can get stuck here, especially in the small intestines. There's a fear that comes through, overwhelm, shame, touch in its sense was to, by doing this exercise and you're self-touching, you're allowing yourself to breathe these things out because you're acknowledging what's here in your body. So basically, we're gonna start from the bottom. It's always gonna be up, right, across, left, down, left, okay? Because we're working with the big, large intestine here. And as we're doing so, all I'm doing is shifting my fingers. My fingers are going like this. If I was going the other side, I would shift from the left side. But since I'm moving over to the right, I'm shifting my shoulder more to the right. And I'm using my fingertips. I'm just palpating. It's not coming from my fingertips. It's coming from the shoulder. All right? So basically, moving on up. Guys, I'm so animated. I want you to really focus in the middle. The abdominal wall, right in here. So there is a fascia, like thicker, muscles all fascia, but it's thicker fibrous tissue, maybe a little bit thinner than a ligament or a tendon, right? That sits right here, kind of a sheath. And I want you to follow it up and down, up and down, up and down, up until you can race into the diaphragm. And I want you to take a deep breath. And as you take a deep breath, I want you to press, okay? So as you're doing so, you're pressing in, deep breath, press. Again, deep breath. Remember, you're contracting your core here, so deep breath out. Belly breath, and then breathe out. You'll feel your muscles push against your fingers. Get all up in there. Press. I want you to feel some of the things that are coming through. And what you can do, side to side, all I'm doing is squeezing into the obliques. So follow where your crest is, your pelvic crest, right up in this area. And I want you to squeeze in there. Side to side. Control the glutes. The glutes are contracted still. You're not like this. Side to side. All right? And in this space, I want you to ask yourself, what is it that I'm releasing right now? What is it that is no longer mine? What am I holding back? And I exhale. listen. Open mouth. Deep breath. Deep breath. All right, release, release, release. Okay, so now we're gonna go into leaning up front, side to side, and there goes the blue jay, my favorite friends in the world. All right, understand that your body, what you've exhaled and what you've released in this area, sometimes we experience shame, sometimes we experience guilt, sometimes we experience fear and doubt. All of these things can hold us right here. The moment that we make contact and say, this is my nama, and we touch, we're creating a frequency of abundance, of coherence, with the fingertips always connected with the heart. All right? Discipline without grace is violence. Straight up. Understanding that when your emotions or your ability to move around freely without any type of structure can lead into violence, can lead into circular movements, can lead into being running around in cycles if there's no focus, right? So grace without discipline is chaos. If we don't understand that giving ourselves grace, we're gonna succumb to the world that is around us. We're gonna completely forget what it is that we came here for. Life is going to distract you as much as it can. And there are things that are out there that are distracting us on purpose. So it's so important and imperative to come back to yourself, to come back to your gut health, to come back to your core, to come back to your strength, to come back to your confidence, to come back to your pleasure, your creativity, who you are, how you see things, everything. So today, what I was taught is that you don't wait for peace to move, you create peace through movement, right? If you're upset or whatever it is, are you gonna wait for somebody to come and like pacify you? Or are you gonna go through the motions and allow yourself to conduct a flow where you have the control over your emotional intelligence? So here's what we're gonna do. I brought my handy dandy tool with me. I'm gonna do this sitting. You can use any type of bands whatsoever. This is just to open up the chest. I'm gonna do it from the back and the front. Basically, all we're doing is, as we're pushing up and down, you could even do like this, or even if you have weights, or just controlled movements. If you can do that, that'll be awesome, right? In this space alone, all we're gonna be doing is opening that up, opening the heart, and as we do so, we're saying to ourselves, I am the best version of me. I am the best version of me now. I do not wait, I do not squander. I go and I take action now in my highest form. All right, so we're gonna take a deep breath before we get into this. Deep breath. And as you breathe out, breathe in. Breathe in. I felt that all throughout my body. 3 times. That's all it takes. If you need to do more, do more. But you should feel a sense of something literally breaking through when you should feel it throughout your body. It feels like you've moved through something. Like it gets warm and then you dissipate into the field. You can feel the wave of the warmth. That's the field that you want to get into when you really pushing that out, okay? So as we do this, we're just gonna go up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From the back, and you're gonna open up your heart here. Take it real slow, real slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And put her down. She was great. She did her work. All right. like for you to do is kind of go into a flow. It's going to kind of look like a downward dog, but it's not going to be so much of a downward dog because you're going to be holding your core, okay? And in this aspect of holding your core, it's going to be great. It's going to be real good. Come on, down, all fours. Open up, side to side. Side to side. Side to side. Open up those obliques. And as you're doing so, you're breathing in. I feel my power. I feel my power. And then you're gonna come up. Bring it on back. Down. Down. You come down to your elbows. And hold. You're squeezing the abs. Squeeze them. Squeeze them. And then what you do, as you come into your sequence, it's going to kind of be a half sequence. Basically, all I'm doing is bringing my leg up. Squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring it down, down, down. Again, bring it on up. Down. Hold it. Hold it. And come down. Good job. Good job. Hold it all together. What I want for you to do, open up, side to side. Always opening up in the core area, leaning forward, leaning forward. Remember, every pulse that you feel, every movement that you use to create fusion in the body opens all of this up. All right? So now, hands on your knees. Catch your breath. As you can see, I'm always outside when I do this because it's the best. I love connecting with nature. I love being with all the elements. It really helps to bring back the homeostasis of the body. So if there's ever a space which you can do that, I absolutely implore you to do so. All right, I'm already spinning. Getting ready to channel these codes. Okay. Let's take a deep breath. Hands on the knees because you're in a space of receiving. And as I speak, I want you guys to really allow the penetration of the tones coming out of my mouth hitting your body. I felt like I was speaking to the base of the spine, where it sits in this water, this root, this stabilization of who you are, and talking to it and tempering with it, and like, wake up, wake up. And in that space of that temperament or of that vibration, you wake up to the more, right? This is how you lead your life. This is how that clarity comes through in your body, right? There's power in your voice and the stillness of your heart that exists right now. So guys, honestly, how do you feel? Let me know in the comments how you feel. If you feel the resonance of this work, if something inside you is saying yes, then I invite you to go deeper with me, to apply to work with me privately, or a seat at the masterclass that I have, Unleash Your Quantum Power. I'll drop all the links below so you can have access to it. We're not here to just hustle our way to the top, all right? we find that those who make it to the top, either they're lonely, exhausted, tired, or they did it wrong. They're like, man, I wish I would have done my life differently, right? We're not here to do that. We're here to pretty much embody the spaces of who we are, right? So with a soft heart, a steel body, and a clear mind, that's the empire that we're looking to build now. So guys, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your bookie, tell your friend, whoever you need to tell, man. Tell them about today's session and how it made you feel. It was quick, precise, and to the point. And it's a quick energy alignment to get you going. All right? Let me know in the comments how it helped you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.